already know what it is. It's Barbershop Conversations. Hit the subscribe and the like button today.
Barbershop Conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So I want to talk about I have a subscriber, Be Easy, who supports my channel, but he actually made me think about Donald Trump. And since I've run for public office, I'm gonna share with you guys what I believe about Floyd Mayweather and Donald Trump actually being president of America. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Do I think that Donald Trump has a hint of racism in him? I do. I do. Do I believe he's a complete racist? No. I I don't think he's a complete racist. I believe he's more of an elitist than a racist. Would I trust him? No, after the things he said about his daughter, I would never trust him as a man. So I know there's a dichotomy in the words that I'm saying right now, mixed words, but I don't believe that he's a 100% racist. I believe he's an elitist. And if he can benefit from you, he will have a relationship with you. Do I think he will pick a white man first? Obviously, look at his cabinet. Do I believe I would pick a black man first if I was president? Absolutely. So I sound like Floyd Mayweather when I said absolutely, right? And but that's just what I believe. I don't trust the man. Not one iota do I trust Donald Trump. But what I really want, guys, and I say this sincerity, is I want a president to fight for us. Donald Trump as president has nothing to lose and everything to gain. We have no expectations of this man. You know, and what I would desire, for real, is that we develop relationships with Donald Trump. And I know this may sound blasphemous. I completely get it. But hear me out. If you don't have a relationship with the man that can push the button, and you quite possibly could have a chance, wouldn't you take the chance on having a relationship with him as opposed to hating the man initially? Now, when he comes out after 2 years in office and realize what the hell he's doing, then we go to war. We go to war on this nigga, man, like for real, for real. But he hasn't spent a day in office yet, and we have no idea. And the reason why I say he may be a representation of who he really is, because I've run for public office, and when I was in front of white people, I didn't talk about minority issues. I talked about public safety. I talked about keeping the community clean. When I went to the Latinos and the blacks, I talked about fair representation, how I'm going to be their voice. So there's different talking points. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know if that sounds negative or positive, but that's just the reality of politics. And I lost. It was a hell of a learning experience. You know, I plan on running for office again. But Donald Trump spoke to that because there's a Rust Belt. Google the Rust Belt when you guys get a moment, free time, and you'll understand that is the white epic center of Northeast America, right? And I think he was speaking to the Rust Belt in order to win the election. That's just what I believe. So I think he was overzealous in his statements because he knew he would get a rise out of the people that felt alienated because we had a black president. Remember, we had a black president. So all the closet racists was angry and had anger pent up inside of them. And he spoke to them. And as we can see now, these closet racists are coming out and doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hold my water on Donald Trump because I don't know. And I'll be honest with you. My emotions toward Donald Trump went dark for a long time because I only know him as a child. And I'm born and raised in New York. I lived in New York till I was 8. So the Donald Trump I know is a businessman and Mike Tyson and Don King's confidant. So you get where I'm coming from. I'm 39 years old, and all my 70s babies can fully understand where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? We caught the beginning of the tail end, middle of Mike Tyson's career. So even though we were a kid, it was in every news. Mike Tyson leaving his Rolls Royce on the Brooklyn Bridge. Mike Tyson robbing Givens. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson knocks Leon Spinks out in 91 seconds. So, and all these pictures pre-fight, signing the fight, Donald Trump is there because Atlantic City was Las Vegas. So and then as I got older, it went dark. I had no emotions or even thought about Donald Trump until The Apprentice, and I guess he started gaining momentum after The Apprentice. So I don't know what happened in those years because I really didn't follow him. But as a child, I always saw him in pictures with Mike Tyson and Don King and The Apprentice, and uh, uh, and now running for president. Now get into Floyd Mayweather. I think Floyd Mayweather is losing touch with who he is as a black man. I really believe that, and um, it's bothering me quite a bit because as a writer, I protected Floyd Mayweather. I've done videos on it, so I don't want to repeat it. But I think he might be losing out of touch with his blackness. Does he does some coon like shit? Obviously, Donald Sterling, Colin Kaepernick, All Lives Matter, Justin Bieber. You know, the list goes on disrespecting his father before a white audience, talking about Virgil Hunter yesterday. Yeah, he does some coon like shit. Is he a coon? Huh. He's cooning, but when Floyd Mayweather is by himself, I know he sees the injustices. I genuinely believe that. Um, uh, so it's fair to say Floyd Mayweather is losing touch with his blackness because he's in his own. When I say Floyd is in his own bubble, he is in his own bubble. He moves when he wants, does what he wants, and he will be able to do that to the day he died. Floyd Mayweather will. Floyd Mayweather will never go broke. Never go broke. I mean it. Never go broke. And he's going to win no matter what. He's 49-0. He has to start getting endorsements now. He's going to start slowing down and getting these sneaker deals done or whatever the case may be. And in theory, he doesn't need it. Who can't live off of $800 million in the liquid and in investments? So, yeah, he's losing touch with the black side of him. He's losing touch with the Grand Rapids Floyd Mayweather. He's losing touch with Floyd Money Mayweather. So we gotta sit back and relax and let it unfold. So it's fair to say Floyd Mayweather is losing touch with his blackness, and it's fair to say Donald Trump is a racist. It's fair to say Donald Trump is an elitist. But because I am hopeful, right? Not as I was in 2008, but I'm hopeful that Donald Trump fights for us because he has nothing to lose. He can be the first minority president. I wasn't alive when JFK was president, excuse me. So I don't know. I only hearsay, and I don't believe the history books that they forced down my throat when I was in school or in college. So I'm going to hold my water, as I tell you guys. I'm going to hold my water and pray that he can slow down the violence in Chicago and Harlem and Compton and South Central LA. You know what I mean? Every time I cut on the news, I want to cry, but I get emotional. You know what I mean? And you guys hear it in my voice so often when I talk about these issues. It bothers me because I've been a victim of this. My entire life I've been a victim of senseless crimes and senseless murders. You know what I mean? I'll share the story about my house getting shot up in another video, but I'm going to talk to you about obedience is better than sacrifice. So I just want this video to be clear. And so I would say yes, be easy. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you telling me when a person shows you who they are, believe them. But I've run for office, and I know the things you got to say to a certain audience to get them excited about you. I knew I had to say I will fight for. It was predominantly Latinos, but Latinos didn't vote in Whittier. I told them that I was going to help them get a city councilman. Listen to them because they wanted to put Whittier in districts now. And now Whittier is in districts now. And we have a Latin mayor in Whittier. I don't live there any longer. But So there's a certain message that you send to a certain audience. I just want to be clear. So hopefully I answered some of those questions, and um, we'll talk to you soon. So Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and Floyd Mayweather keeps on making news. Shit, I'm gonna have to do 2 or 3 more videos on Floyd Mayweather tomorrow. Ooh, Floyd gonna hate me. So Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to subscribe. But I actually love Floyd, man. I really do, because he's our hero. He's the guy who beat the system. You know, he's the cheat code in Contra. He's the extra man in Pac-Man. You get what I'm saying? You know, he's the power pellet in Pac-Man. He's the power pellet in Mario Brothers. He defeated the system. You know, he beat Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson Punch Out. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm doing all these old game analogies, because that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And I love Floyd. I want him to win, because I want him to be a reference to what we can become as black men in this country. And he's disappointed me of late, obviously, but I want to love him. You know what I mean? I really genuinely want to love the man, and he's making it hard for me to love him. That's why I keep on giving him chance after chance after chance after chance, because he's our reference point. Regardless of what you believe, he is the most successful, well, President Obama, but in terms of sports, he is fiscally the most successful person in sports. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar may be the most successful athlete, black athlete we've ever had. Some may say Carl Lewis, but let's not get into that debate. But so Barbershop, I'm gonna end it here. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Is Donald Trump a racist? And is Floyd Mayweather losing touch with his blackness? I say yes to both. To what degree? I don't know. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.